A man threatens a prosecutor who charged playground Karen. Let's give you a recap, though, of this one first.
You call him a child? Call the child. It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? To say.
Don't go digging through people's
Somebody digging to you.
A little just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him
Yeah.
the little child?
What he acts like one is gonna
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's the hate speech.
I have gotten every dime of my money. When I first found out that the park video was going viral, it was terrifying. I went on X and I saw Anglo-Saxon Girl had posted my video. I messaged her and I was like, hey, that's me. Just kind of needing somebody like-minded to talk to. I did not realize I was going to have so much support and have all of you people rally around me and have my back in this situation. And it was very overwhelming. I also just want to say how proud I am of everybody and just showing what can happen if we tribe up and if we stick together and if we keep fighting back. Our future, our existence depends on standing up for ourselves and not backing down. And we just have to keep on going. There's no other option. I mean, what else are we going to do? You can't be afraid of words. Don't be afraid of the people who are so fragile to a word.
Says the privileged white woman. In 3, 2, 1, she runs for something. And other dingbats vote her into office. Watch. She'll run for something. And I think she was being 100% honest there, except for the part where she was surprised about all the support. She's used the word, I know it in my soul, probably every day of her life around other like-minded people. So how can she be surprised at all of the support? Opens her mouth and immediately it's hard for the rest of us to breathe. Sicko. Remember that. In an update, South Carolina man is now accused of threatening a city attorney in Minnesota over charges filed against Shiloh Hendrix, who admitted to hurling that racist slur at a child with autism at a park because he grabbed a snack or a juice box or whatever from her kid. I feel sorry for her kid. Woman started an online fundraiser. She heard talking about her money and how she's gotten every cent. That was after the viral video. Her supporters donated more than $700,000. But the Rochester City Attorney's Office charged the woman with 3 counts of disorderly conduct back in August. Yeah, they did the right thing. They tried to do something here. The death threats that came after. Criminal complaint filed against a South Carolina man last week said the attorney's office, quote, received many phone calls from across the world that expressed opinions about the charging decision. Several messages allegedly came from the South Carolina man. In one, he threatened to travel all the way to your effing state to effing city. He says he's headed your way, folks. And I will start murdering every last one of you, the complaint states. Well, that's as clear as it gets. You got to take that seriously. Investigators identified the South Carolina man as a suspect using phone records. Law enforcement in that state visited his home. A detective from Rochester subsequently called him. The man said he was upset that the woman had been charged with a crime, but agreed to stop calling. That's according to the complaint. The man is charged with 1 felony count of threats of violence, 2 gross misdemeanor counts of harassment. God, it just amazes me. A vile, nasty, beastly woman who's attacking a child in a just disgusting way. So many running to her rescue. It was as if the little black boy whistled at her, Jackson.
Well, I mean, this is obviously a reflection of what Donald Trump is spewing. And as I've talked about before, like, often this is unrelated, but not really. Like his crackdown, for instance, like in Minnesota with Somalians and stuff like that. This is all Trump's base has left. This is a
Wow.
lot of what drives them in the first place. So it's not surprising that there's so much camaraderie that this man is talking about driving to his state and killing people for prosecuting a woman for hate speech. And her great fight against evil because she just wants to call 5-year-old kids on the playground the N word, and no one should think ill of her for doing things like that. He raised almost $1 million for calling a 5-year-old the N word. What does that say about so many people in this country and what they're actually how shallow and hollow the things are that they're fighting for, and how they've already lost the war? Like they've been lost the Civil War, but just like y'all aren't even fighting for anything. And more and more this group of people shrinks. You got people more on the outskirts who were a part of MAGA, but they're falling off because they can't afford nothing. So more and more you just have the true believers and the nut jobs and the head cases. But unfortunately, that seems to be a good 20+% of Americans in this country. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm in Georgia, and there's so many black people and progressive people who hear Atlanta and they say, "Oh, birthplace of civil rights." And it's great. I love Atlanta. It's great. But you step foot outside that perimeter, you want to talk about a throwback. You go to Stone Mountain, where I thought you lost the war. Why are these people carved in this beautiful mountain? Lee this, Lee that. Really? A huge argument with someone there. I'm minding my business, walking around. I'm just telling my daughter, they've got these stupid plaques commemorating these treasonous bastards, right? I'm telling my daughter, this is sick. And here comes a Karen, minded my business. I might have been talking a little loud. Yeah, that's our heritage. Why are you saying that? Mind your business, buddy. Unbelievable. She's celebrated.
What up? This your man, Dr. Rashad Richey. Listen, thank you for watching. If you like more of this content, if you want some more of it, here's what you got to do. Support the channel by tapping that like button. Leave a comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Also, press the bell icon so you get notifications every time I'm live with you. And also, I would love it if you would consider becoming a member. Become a member of the Train of Truth. Welcome to Indisputable.